Well, this is the Rokani Media Football. Champions League is back, and the big game today that the entire world is really gonna be really focusing their eyes on is that one between Arsenal and the side of PSG. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and Arsenal's first game they played away, it was a draw with Atalanta, and they obviously have a chance to obviously make it right by really taking it to the next level, by really playing against the side known as PSG. And remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. If at all you want a brand new phone and brand new laptop, call +256 70 9988 665. You can as well WhatsApp them with that number, and the rest will be history. Now, you can as well also do the needful and call them if at all you need used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom. You know, used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom. Call the same number. You can as well go on to what we call TikTok, put in Mono Gadgets in the search bar, and you'll see the wide range of products that they really do have for you. If you have a person who you really love, and you are abroad, you have a sibling, you have a mother, you have a father, you can as well contact them, and they can obviously deliver your phone and laptop you want to your loved one or surprise. You can even send them the money, and after sending them the money, you can tell them that so and so is really gonna come and pick that phone. They will do it. So that is Mono Gadgets for you, and this is where we are at. And let's see close to 200 likes mark in this video as we really dissect this beautiful game of football. Now, Arsenal over the weekend went ahead to obviously beat Arsenal went ahead to beat Leicester City by 4-2. You remember that very well, and you know they left it late. But for PSG, they even played on Friday, meaning that they rested a day before, one more day than the club of Arsenal. And what really went ahead to happen? What really went ahead to happen was they went ahead to beat Rennes by 3-1. 30th minute, it was Bakola and then Lee Kang in the 58th minute, and Bakola went ahead to obviously score in the 68th minute, meaning that they obviously won that game early enough, and they found themselves really resting players because they went ahead to obviously make the following substitutions. Marquinhos was taken off, Fabian Ruiz was taken off, then Dembele was taken off, and Bakola was also taken off. So for Arsenal, I think they only made 3 substitutions, and we now know what it's all about. So PSG went ahead to rest more players and really went ahead to obviously have more time to rest than the club of Arsenal, if we might come out and really say that. So after that, we obviously go to who is injured and who is really available. For the side of Arsenal, obviously Mikel Merino is back, we all know that. Now the absentees are Zinchenko, Kientieni, right? Ben White has also been missing in action. I never saw him into the photos. Then who else? I think they only have Kientieni and Zinchenko, who are really injured, because when you look at the guy called Merino is back, Tomiyasu was also back in training, and now those are the injuries that Arsenal really do have. And when we go to the side of PSG, they really have the following players that are really injured. Goncalo Ramos is having an ankle injury, Lucas Hernandez is having an injury, and Kimpembe is having an Achilles injury. And Generuma, Vitinha, Marco Asensio, and Desir Doe and Nuno Mendes have also made the squad. But the other player that shockingly is out of this game is Ousmane Dembele. He has been left out of the squad, and I saw Fabrizio Romano giving us that hint yesterday, and let me obviously tell you the reason as to why the guy is really going to be missing in action as far as Fabrizio Romano is really concerned, because we are here to bring you important information, concrete information about what everything is like. Now, so the story was broken yesterday that they really had the saga, and I think I'm gonna really come and highlight it better in the next video because we feel like we'll have a lot to go on to do. Now let's go into the probable starting 11 for Arsenal, and I'll be letting you know the probable starting 11 for PSG that I think is really gonna be brought on to obviously take on the side of PSG into the mix. But continue to smash the like button and comment and share. Now David Raya came in, reported back in between the stitches as Arsenal went ahead obviously take on the side of Leicester. Remember, he was really having an injury, but finally he's really back, and we can authoritatively say that he's really going to be the man in between the stitches as Arsenal takes on the side of what is it called, PSG into the mix. And we know to eat all that, he is really a very good goalkeeper, and amongst the 2 goals that Arsenal went ahead to concede on the weekend, he was not to blame. It was the defense that was really sloppy a little bit. They really switched off a second, and the two switches off resulted into 2 goals, and Arsenal had to leave it late. Right back with Benjamin White still a doubt. Obviously, that means that Julian Timber is obviously gonna take what we call the center stage to obviously do the due diligence and obviously put himself into that position and see how things are really gonna be panning out into the mix. So Julian Timber is obviously gonna be among the right backs, and we saw to it that he played as a right back for full 90 minutes when Arsenal was taking on the side of we're talking the side of Leicester City, and even when they're playing against City, he was the main man there, and he's really showing us huge intent. Left back, obviously, if I told Julian Timber is going to be played as a right back, then that means there'll be need to obviously play either Tomiyasu or Kivio or Carafiori as the left back, but I believe it's gonna be Ricardo Carafiori, and he's made for such big games. And I know he really went ahead, obviously come off the bench and really play in Atalanta, and obviously here we come to see to it that this guy comes into play as a left back, where he's not going to be facing Moussa Dembele, and I think it's going to be Bakola coming to do the job. So the right-sided centre-back, it's very obvious. Saliba, to me, I believe he's the best right-sided centre-back in the world. Alongside Gabriel Magalhaes, he's really going to come strong because he knows to it that that centre-back pairing has going to obviously do lots of things for him as the manager for us, and that is Mikel Arteta. So that is the back 5 for the club of Arsenal, and I think it looks like it's going to be the ideal back 5 for the club of Arsenal. And I think there is something important we need to really discuss about. Do you think that Arsenal's squad has gone ahead to grow big, that they no longer need to risk out players? Because last season and the other season, we saw to it that players like Benjamin White were forced onto the field of play because they were really injured. You remember the likes of Tomiyasu and very many others. They played some games where they were really injured. But this time around, Benjamin White has not been seen this season playing with a bandage tied around his knee. You get? He has come in through and obviously get rested, and the manager is like, if we really force you on the pitch, it's really going to get worse. What you're going to do is we are going to reserve you because we have Julian Timber there, and there is also another player who is really on his way into the team of Arsenal, and that is a guy called Benjamin White. And Benjamin White is really doing greatness to the side of Arsenal. So as it stands, that is it, and they're really doing great, and I'm really loving exactly what they're really going in through. So we go to the central midfield. You know, I believe in a game like this, when you're playing PSG, you go for the best. I had thought that maybe they'll bring in Jorginho a little bit, but I'm like, you have to get in your A players, you know, your first choice CDM, and that is Thomas Partey. We all believe that the first choice CDM at Arsenal is Thomas Partey, and there is no way you exclude him from a game like this. So Thomas Partey is really going to be played as a central a CDM, you know, and alongside him he's really going to be facing. He's really going to be playing alongside Declan Rice. I think this midfield three is going to hit, obviously, know their chemistry a lot, and they're really looking better and better and better and better and better. Then Leandro Trossard, for me, I believe he's really that number 10 that we can all really look at. Now, that midfield three looks like it's going to be taking on the midfield three of João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, and Emery Zaire. You get? And when you look at this midfield, I think it really has a lot of experience. Though João Neves is the new kid on the block, 18 years of age, 19. You can talk about Fabian Ruiz, who's also linked to Arsenal, and Zaire. But I believe this midfield of Arsenal is really looking better, and they really have the experience of Thomas Partey. They have Declan Rice, the workaholicism and all what he has, who does the donkey work, and then Leandro Trossard, you know, small body, big brain. That is Leandro Trossard for you into that encounter. So I really understand that even Fabian Ruiz has some huge of experience in there for you, but I think Arsenal really has something to present to that side. Now, right forward, I think it's going to be Bukayo Saka. No doubt about that. It's going to be really Bukayo Saka into the mix. Left forward, and Bukayo Saka, remember, he had an assist. He created the first goal for Gabriel Martinelli. And Gabriel Martinelli denied Bukayo Saka from really getting another assist. You know, at the beginning of the game, he gave him a ball almost in the same position that he really was when he really scored the first goal. And he really denied him that assist in the opening minutes of the game. But I believe Saka is really doing the needful, and he has 6 assists in the Premier League, meaning that he's really doing a lot, and assisting is really great because these goals can obviously be scored by anyone provided the person who puts in assist is still there. Left forward, it's gonna be Gabriel Martinelli, obviously getting in on target. Remember, he had spent 20 Premier League games without scoring a goal, and being on target was really very important on Saturday, and he was on target and created the second goal that Trossard went ahead to score before they went to halftime. So looks like Gabriel Martinelli is really doing wonders, and lots of things are really happening, and this is the form you want him to click. And I think if he can really click the blueprint of the season of 2022-2023 and gets to scoring like 20 goals a season for the club of Arsenal, I think they will have going to raise the bar so high to win the Premier League. You get? And maybe do something to the Champions League. And this game is really going to be important for him, as he's really going to be facing Hakimi Ashraf, one of the best right backs in the world, defensively and really going forward. Now, who is going to be leading the line? To me, it has to be, I think it's going to be Gabriel Jesus. To me, because Jesus has been played off the bench most of the games, and I think it's high time the manager gave him the needful. Now, when you look at Saka, I think it's going to be facing Nuno Mendes. Gabriel Jesus, I think it's going to be Marquinhos and Pacho. Then when you look at Martinelli, he's really going to be facing a guy called Nicolas Hakimi. You know, the midfield three, I'm going to let you know that they are going to be playing João Neves, Zaire, and Fabian Ruiz. Then the left back is Nuno Mendes, and the right back is Hakimi. Central defense, I've told you that. And the goalkeeper of PSG is Gianluca Donnarumma. We all know that. So we'll be waiting to see how things pan out. But it's really going to be a hugely interesting game, I tell you. It's really going to be one of those games that you people will be like, yeah, it was worth a watch, and we never wasted our time to obviously go in and really watch it, because it's really very important. Now, before I really tell you my prediction, I think there are things that you people need to know before we obviously get into the prediction mode. And these things have been really highlighted by the people responsible for the stats of this beautiful game of football into the mix. 1. Arsenal are unbeaten in their previous 4 meetings with PSG in European competition. 1 win, 3 draws. Indeed, the French side have played more games against the Gunners without winning 4 than any other opponent in the European competitions. Now, you now know why it's like that, and why Arsenal really looks like the team with a very huge edge. You get? Like, Arsenal's going to hit obviously coming through with a very big edge over PSG. And Arsenal, by the way, is in better form. And the rebuild of PSG, I think, it was going to take their 2nd season in the row. But for Arsenal, Arteta is in his I don't count that season of 2019-2020 because it was there for 6 months. I start counting him on 2020, 2021, you know, now 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Looks like this is his 5th season, the club of Arsenal, or 4th season, I think 5th season at the club of Arsenal. So he's really doing great stuff at the club of Arsenal. Then, Enrique is really a very good manager, and he has the experience, and he has good players. And Arsenal looks like they're really having an edge. They're a step further than this side of PSG. Secondly, PSG have lost each of their last 3 away games against English sides in the UEFA Europa League, in the UEFA Champions League, losing to Man City, both in 2021 and once to Newcastle last season. Their 1-4 defeat at St. James's Park last term was their heaviest away defeat to an English opponent in European competition. Yeah, Newcastle last season played in the Champions League, and they went ahead, obviously, annihilate the side of PSG by 4-1. 3, Arsenal's previous home game against the French side in the UEFA Champions League was a 6-0 victory over RC Lens in last season's group stage. The Gunners were 4 up after 27 minutes in the game, while it remains the biggest ever win by an English team over a French opponent in European competition. Yeah, I understand that, but I cannot come out and really assure you that Arsenal is really going to go gang-ho against PSG, because PSG is really a better side, unless otherwise PSG really gets a red card and they're really going to be put to the sword. But I tell you, PSG is a very good side, and we're really going to be having a very good game of football to watch. Fourthly, Mikel Arteta will be the 6th different Spanish manager that Luis Enrique has faced in UEFA Champions League. The current PSG boss has won 5 of his last match games and beaten each of the previous 5 Spaniards he has faced in the Champions League at least once: Pep Guardiola, Unai Emery, Xavi, Glacial, and Michel. So he has gone ahead, obviously, beat most of the managers, 5 of the 6 that he has faced into the Champions League, and Arteta is gonna be the 6th, right? So he has beaten all the others. You understand? So we wait and see whether Arteta is gonna be the first Spanish manager to beat Luis Enrique in this beautiful game of football. 5th, Arsenal failed to score in their final UEFA Champions League game of 2023-2024 against Bayern Munich. It ended 1-0 in favor of Bayern, and Arsenal were knocked out. And their opening game of 2024-2025, it was 0-0 versus Atalanta. They've never previously failed to score in 3 consecutive matches in the UEFA Cup or UEFA Champions League. By the way, Arsenal is going to score goals at the Emirates. I tell you, they are really going to go ahead and really put those balls in the back of the net. So now, this is where I come up and obviously get you my prediction. 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal. That is it. Today, I see Arsenal winning and walking away with a win of 2-1 as they face the side of PSG. So, thank you very much for watching through. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts are about this beautiful game of football. It's Arsenal versus PSG. That is the probable starting 11 for Arsenal. And for PSG, I've told you their probable starting 11. Donnarumma in goal. They play a system of 4-3-3 like the club of Arsenal. Hakimi, right back. Left back, Nuno Mendes. Right back, central defense. It is Pacho and Marquinhos. Experience in there for you. Midfield 3, Yao Neves, Zaire, and Fabian Ruiz. Front 3, Bacola, I think, Randall Colmouani, and I think it's gonna be Dowie. Is it called Dowie? I forgot that guy's name, but you know him very well. I think he's a Switzerland player, right? So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Rokani David is my name, and I sign out for now. See you later, and let's wait and see how the game is really gonna go. But each and everything that is really gonna be coming up, I'm really gonna be telling you exactly what is gonna happen. And I know all ears for Arsenal really waiting for the good news of whether Ricardo Carafiori is really gonna be part of that beautiful game of football as Arsenal takes on the side of Ricardo Carafiori is going to be, sorry, not Ricardo Carafiori, Mikel Merino is going to be part of that beautiful game as Arsenal takes on the side of PSG. Guys, I'm out, but remember to buy mono gadgets. Not so? Bye-bye.